Hello friends, welcome to Dave's Skillet. Today, meatballs. You're going to like it. Oh yeah, they're going to be really good. See if I can get a close-up here for you. Oh yeah. Yep, they're pretty good. Let's see how I did it. Gonna make my favorite meatballs today, and spices that are going to be in it: white pepper, cracked pepper, ground pepper, crushed red pepper, thyme, basil, oregano, Italian spices, parsley flakes, fennel. Those are all going to be teaspoon level. Half of a white onion, half of a bell pepper, 1 pound of 8515 ground beef round, and 1 pound of mild premium sausage. Also going to use some minced garlic, about a teaspoon of that. And that'll be the spices and ingredients that go into the meatball itself. I've already got that in there, the bell pepper and onion. And I've diced those up, a fine dice, because that's what you're going to want. I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic to it now. Get that going. I'll be baking them at 350 for about 35 minutes. And then I will be putting them in a frying pan and putting some brown char on them. But I want to get them started baking them first. That's the spices going into the pool, and now we're going to add the meat. Cut this open. You can use whatever sausage you like. That's not really a problem. If you want it spicier and get a spicier cut, I'm going with mild because I'm using crushed red peppers. You always have to be, mindful of what you're putting into it as to what you're going to get out of it. The hotter you want it. You could even put chili peppers in there, like jalapenos, habaneros, ghost chilies. No thanks. I don't think I want anything with 1,000,000 Scovilles in my diet plan. Oh, ow. I'd pass on that. Only joking about it, because I would never use those kinds of peppers. Gosh, I'd be afraid to. I might touch my eyes or something, and oh my God, I'd have to go to the hospital, wouldn't I? Man, there goes the beef. How was that commercial years ago? Where's the beef? It's right there. That actually smells nice. Yeah. I'm going to put some breadcrumbs in here. Just about a half a cup. And I'm also going to put an egg in here. That's more like a cup, isn't it? It don't matter. I probably would have had to add more anyway. It's always like that for me when I think I've only got a small amount left. And it turns out I got a bit more, but I'll make it work. In goes the egg. Hope I didn't get any shells. Okay, I gotta wash my hands. All the mess on my hand now. I'll make some hard-boiled eggs later. Okay, now you gotta do the gooey part. Gotta blend it. There, we're recycling now. We started recycling as of January 2017 here in Chicago. Yay! I was a bit late. I should have been doing it years ago, like everybody else. But oh well, that's Chicago. The Chicago way. Now, I'll get this blended up. And when I get done, the meatball is going to go into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to chill them back up. Because I know my hands are warm, and I'm going to put warmth into the meat that I don't want. And doing this will cause that to happen. And it looks like the mix is doing pretty good. I don't think I need to add anything else to it. The onion and the bell pepper are really mixing well. So get that all sorted out. And then I can make, they're going to be about 2 ounces each meatball. I'll weigh a few of them. And then all you got to do is just make them the same size after that. Pretty much. You just weigh one and get away with it. And then just make them all the same. Okay, and that's it for that. That's the mixing part. And I got to wash my hands of all the meat. Ugh. If I don't wash my hands now, it'll be a mess everywhere. And that is raw meat, so you have to be, sanitary about it all. Put that in the sink. Okay, now, we'll be back in about, what did I say, 30 minutes? Okay, we're going to weigh this as soon as my scale comes up. Okay, this is in ounces that I'm weighing. I'm using my ice cream scooper to kind of help me with the size of them. That's 1.5. That's good enough. I think 1.5 will do it. Yeah, 1.5 ounces. You can see the size of it in my hand. That's good. I'm going to make them all the same. Hopefully they'll be the same weight. And you'll see how I do on my second one. See if it's 1.5 or at least close. 1.7. Close enough. Don't have to be exact. That's okay. So as long as you're within a few, tolerance points here, that'd be okay. 1.5. So, here we are. Back on track. 1.5. So, I'm going to do all these, and I'll be back. I'm going to wash my hand here. There we go. I'm trying to do it with one hand so I keep one clean. So, that's the meatballs all done. Well, all of them formed anyway. There's 27 of them. I'll go ahead and preheat the oven, 350. Now, don't worry if they're not all the same size. It's not going to really matter a whole lot. You can always squeeze a little bit off and continue on. That's not really a big deal. I can see some of mine here. This one's bigger than most of them in here, but that's okay. I wouldn't have enough to break that down and make another meatball. Unless I took a little bit off of each one, which would be really, wow, tedious. That would be too tedious, yeah. So, anyway, I'm using parchment paper for, that's just my old school way of doing it. It's easier, the cleanup's a lot easier. I just pull the parchment out of the pan and throw it away. And pretty much the pan, all you gotta do is just wash it off. It's a no-brainer. You can do it any way you like, it's up to you. But I would recommend the parchment paper. It's not going to burn. It's not going to catch on fire, so don't worry about that. You're not operating at those kinds of temperatures. You'd have to exceed 500 degrees for that to be a problem. Anyway, at 350, that's not going to be an issue. And we're going to do these for about 40 minutes. And when they're done, I'll let them cool down a bit, but then they're going to go right in the pan, and we're going to fry them up, brown them up, and then let them cool down again and let them rest. I don't need all of them today. But what I will do after they've cooled down is I'll wrap them up in some freezer bags and I will freeze them. And when I need meatballs, I have meatballs. That's a pretty good way of doing it. And yeah, most of my recipes don't call for a bunch of them because it's just myself. Anyway, I hope you make them. They're really good. And we'll be right back in 40 minutes to see the result. So that's the meatballs done baking. Get them out of the oven now. Put them in the frying pan. Put them in the skillet. Ooh, they're looking pretty good, I have to say. Oh yes, they're smelling gorgeous. Too bad we don't have smell vision. It'd knock your socks off. Take a popper. There we go. And if you need more meatballs, just double up on the recipe. Easy to do. Put that back in the oven because I need some room. But the oven's off, so it's not going to be a problem. Oh, they're smelling so good. Oh, yeah. I can't actually wait to dig into one of these. Doesn't look like I really need to fry them up that much, which is good. I think they'll all fit in here. If they don't, then I'll just put them aside, the ones that don't fit, and get to them later. Looks like it's only going to be a few. Alright, I got 3 that won't go. Okay. I'll just put them on top. They'll get filtered down eventually. Yep. Okay. Put this in the oven. Put it on about 4.5. That should do. And now I just have to wait really a few minutes for this thing to heat up. We'll be right back. Okay, this is getting up to speed, as it were. Doesn't take long, a few minutes. Start rolling these over. I'm only going to have to turn them once, because they are pretty much cooked anyway. This is kind of a turning point here. If you're making like Italian gravy, you can add these to the Italian gravy at this point. You wouldn't necessarily have to even fry them up. Just put them right in the gravy. Like I have a recipe that I'm working on, and that'll probably air sometime today, actually, where the meatballs go in the gravy. I tried to do that last week, but half of my video didn't work. It didn't record the sound, so yada yada yada. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it didn't. I don't really have a way of adding sound at this point. And the nice thing about the pan that I'm using right now, I should have used my bigger pan obviously, but that's okay. Get that in there. I'll get those 3 going now. Should have used my bigger pan. I'd have had a little bit more room anyway. No matter. It's going to work out. It'll be fine. I can feel them with the tongs that they're solid, they're cooked. I would say they're cooked through. Yeah. So anyway, at this point, if you're making a gravy, you would just add them to the gravy and finish cooking them that way. And believe me, when you do it like that, they are going to be so good. Because they're going to soak up all the juice of the gravy, the Italian gravy, and man, woo! Yep. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and just let it finish the job downhill, as it were. Put my new screen on there so I don't get too much splatter coming off of it. It's not really splattering that much right now, but I don't want it to. Make a big mess about it. Maybe one of these small ones up out of there and put that big one right there. Oh yeah. I heard that one. That one's done anyway. Yeah. In fact, I think I'm going to pull these off of the hob and let it cool down at this point. Put it right there. Stove off. And we'll be back in about, I'd say about 15 minutes, because I want them to cool down and I want them to rest. So it'll take at least that long. Time is set. And we'll be back. Okay, that's the meatballs done. And now we can move on to the next step of making the gravy. And these are going to go right in it. They're going to go swimming in the pool with all the goodies. And this pan here is going to be used for something else today. So I won't be cleaning it out because I need all that goodness that's in that pan for another recipe. I rarely clean them out. I'll use what I got because it does add to the flavor. So I hope you make this. Bon appetit, my friends. It is really good. I can't even tell you enough how good these are and how well they turned out, but they are absolutely delicious. I'm going to steal one right there. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see the onion and the bell pepper inside of it. Oh, wow. Bon appetit, my friends.